Hello, everyone, and welcome back with Mrs. Patterson and Ms. Felix as we do our virtual teleschool for you guys. This is the start of week 3. If you are following along correctly, today is day 1 of week 3. So day 1 of week 3 today should be March 30th, 2020. And if you are following along, we are determining the theme of a story. So this standard is considered ELA GSE 4 RL2. But all that means is that by the end of this week, we want to be able to determine the theme of any story that we read. We want to be able to understand that the theme of a story is the larger message or lesson about life. And that by determining the theme of a story, we'll be able to interpret different details from our text. So that's our ultimate goal of everything that we're getting into this week. So you'll notice we've started using Nearpod, but you guys are still going to get these YouTube lessons to help guide you along with those pages from the packet. You can continue to pick up the packet, but if you'll notice, the packets are going to be a little bit off from the way that we've broken it up because we felt like it was a lot of material all at once. So if you're following along, we are still technically on packet 1 or week 1 from the Fulton County Schools, and instead of this being day 3, we are using all of that material as week 3. So now that we have some clarification, please follow along. If you are on the Nearpod, go to the slide that has the same information that says lesson 9. And this video is probably right before that, and we're going to use this to guide you along. And if you are doing the packet, go ahead and turn to page 134, and we are beginning with determining the theme of a story. So this is lesson 9, and I want you guys to first wrap your heads around what a theme could be. So think about these examples. Have you ever heard of stand up for your beliefs? What goes around comes around. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Or there's no place like home. Hard work usually pays off. Have you ever heard of any of these, what we would consider cliches or phrases that people say a lot that have similar meanings? Think about what they all have in common. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. What goes around comes around. There's no place like home. All of those have a message or some sort of lesson about life that is being expressed. All of those are examples of our first bold word called theme. All of them are themes. So let's read along. It says, using details in the text to identify the theme of a story will help you understand the story's important message or lesson. So that gives us our definition of our first word. Theme is the important message or lesson in the story. Most story authors want to share an important message or lesson about people or life called the theme. Normally, authors do not state the theme directly. Instead, they expect their readers to infer the theme from what happens in the story. So already we've just come across 2 of our huge academic talk words for the week. We need to understand what a theme is as well as what it means to infer. So the theme, as we've already stated, is the lesson or the message of the story. We know from class that we can use other synonyms like the moral of the story. So we're talking about theme. But most themes aren't going to be direct. The author is not going to say, and the theme of this story is. You're going to have to take the time to make an inference or to infer, which simply means to make an educated guess based on the information that the story has already provided. So we're going to practice this today. We're going to practice figuring out the theme and how we can infer the theme or make an educated guess about that message or lesson in the story. Let's continue reading. To figure out the theme of a story, look for details that show what the characters do, say, think, and feel. Think about how the characters solve their problems and what can be learned from their experiences. All right, we're moving forward and we're going to put this all into action. It says, read the cartoon below and find details that help you figure out the theme shown in the cartoon. So everyone should now have their eyes focused and ready to learn on this cartoon down below. Let's look at what we have here. We have 3 different frames of what looks like a comic strip. In the very first one, we have a young boy at the top of what appears to be a slide. He's really close to the clouds, so I'm going to assume that he's really, really far away from the ground. And his think bubble right next to him says, I've never done this before. And it has an exclamation mark at the end, so we know he's showing emotion. In the very next frame, we see the boy with his eyes closed going down, almost like, oh, I hope I make it out of here. But he looks a little bit nervous in that picture. And then in the very last frame, we see him at what I believe is the bottom of the slide because there are no longer clouds there. And now he's sitting in a body of water. And let's see what his think bubble says. It says, wow, that was fun. I can't wait to go again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think about this comic strip and let's put it all together. Think of the time that you've ever done something that maybe at first you were either afraid to do it or you thought it would be too hard or too boring. Think about how did you tackle that situation? What did you do when you were met with this new experience? Were you like the boy here in this picture where you were nervous thinking, I've never done this before, and you closed your eyes in hesitation as you went down the slide? How did you respond to this new situation? That's going to tell us a lot about the lesson that you learned from your own experience or the theme. But before we go too far into our own thoughts, let's bring it back to our cartoon here. So we're going to break this down because we want to figure out the theme. We want to figure out what did this young boy learn from his experience on this water slide. So if you follow along, the very next page in your Nearpod or the very next page in your packet, which should be page 135 if I'm remembering this correctly, and you all should see this same graphic organizer. On your Nearpod, the cool thing is now you all are able to type directly into this chart. So you have what's called a Draw It feature. If you slide over on this page, you can now click what is called the text box, which will be listed at the bottom left corner of your screen on the Nearpod. And you can place that text box in each of these squares and type your response. So the very first part on here, it says, who is the character? So all of this is based on this cartoon image directly above. So who is our character? And we know from our very first week that a character can be a person, it can be a thing or a made-up creature as long as it is interacting in our story. So I only see one character here. So in this box where it says who is the character, I would either write on my printed out packet or I would type on my Nearpod, which I'm sure you guys are going to start preferring to do because it's really simple and easy. I would type that our character is a scared young boy. He is standing at the top of the water slide with a terrified look on his face and his knees are knocking. So I would give all of that detail to who is our character because I'm describing those different traits. I'm saying not only is he scared, not only is he a boy, but he's also young. I know all of these details by looking at the picture where he's standing at the top of a water slide and he's looking terrified. And you can even see in the image that his knees are knocking. So let's follow the arrow down. So after we go from who is the character, it tells us what is the character's problem. So now we have to go look at our image again and figure out, well, what is the conflict? What is the issue here going on? If we read his speech bubble in the first caption, it says, I've never done this before. Well, that might be a problem for him. That could be our issue. That this might be scary to this young gentleman because he's never done this before. So in this box where it says, what is the character's problem? I would type on my Nearpod or I would write with my pencil in my packet. The boy is afraid because he has never gone down a water slide before. That's our character's problem. He's truly afraid because he's never done this new thing before. So if you follow our arrow up, now that we figured out who is our character and what is our character's problem is, it tells us to go on up. And this next box says, what does the character learn? This is a huge part of figuring out our theme because the way that a character responds tells us what message they got out of the problem. So let's think about how he solved his problem. He was initially really afraid to go down this water slide. He said, oh my goodness, I've never done this before. And then we see his solution is that he closed his eyes and he was brave and he still went down the slide. The ultimate result of him going down the slide was, wow, that was fun. I can't wait to go again. So he truly was excited about what he got done. So even though he was afraid, he fought his fear and he still went down and he ended up actually enjoying it. That's going to help me infer or make an educated guess about what this character has learned from our situation. So let's go down to this box. What does the character learn? I would write in my box, or I would type on my Nearpod, the boy learns that going down the slide is fun and not as scary as he thought it would be. The very last step in this process, once we figured out who our character is, once we know the problem that they're facing, and we see the solution that they come up with, which helps us figure out what did our character learn. The very last step is to make it general, to help us figure out what the theme of this cartoon could be. With the theme, we've learned in class that we never want to give specific details. The theme should be something that anybody can read and learn from that life lesson. What goes around comes around. I didn't have to learn, well, once I kicked that horse and then that horse fell and then he got kicked. You remember the story that we read where everyone seemed to have something bad happen once they did that bad thing? Well, our theme became what goes around comes around. We didn't say don't go around kicking people because you might get kicked yourself. That's way too specific, and only people that read that story would understand it. So that can't be the theme. So when we think about the theme that we're coming up with, we're going to use what the character learned from his experience in our comic. But not only what he learned, we have to make it general. We have to take out those characters' names, take out the setting, and just figure out what life lesson could everyone learn from this story. So in the box where it says, what is the theme of the cartoon? I wrote, it takes courage to try new things. Because our character had to be brave, he had to have courage to do something he was afraid of doing. So it takes courage to try new things. That's a lesson that anybody could learn. It doesn't say the little boy had to use courage as he went down the water slide to learn this new thing. That's way too specific. We have to make it general. But as we've learned in class, there could be more than one theme to a story as long as you are able to support it with your details. So maybe you didn't put that it takes courage to try new things. Maybe you looked at that story and you said, well, I think the lesson that he learned that could be made general into a theme. I think the theme of this comic could be facing your fears can be rewarding. Because this young gentleman had to face his fears. He told us he was afraid with all of his actions, by the way that his knees buckled, by the way that he looked afraid on the slide, the way that he closed his eyes as he went down. So he had to face his fear. He still did the thing that scared him. But when he got to the end, he said, wow, that was so much fun. I can't wait to do it again. So it was rewarding. We used all of those details in our comic to fill out our graphic organizer and to find our theme. That's going to be our goal for the week. Everything that we're doing, we are trying to figure out what lesson did our main character learn? What does our author want us to figure out from reading with this story? In the next section, as we go on this week, we are going to read a fable and study its own theme. We're going to be able to recognize which details are important, and that will help us to figure out what the author wants us to learn from this story. What life lesson can we gain? So every day this week, we're going to be working on theme. Your Nearpod is for the entire week. So as long as you log back on with that same code, everything that you need to do is included. We have all of these different iReady lessons. We even have these YouTube videos already included in there, your exit tickets. It is a one-stop shop. So please, ladies and gentlemen, complete your Nearpods. Let Miss Felix and myself, Miss Kendall or Miss Cravens, let us know if you need any assistance. And please know that through all of this, we really and truly miss each and every one of you. And we hope that you are staying safe and that you are still learning. While we might not be in school, education doesn't stop. And if you really want to make something of yourselves, you're going to need that education in your back pocket. So please make sure you're using your time wisely. Let's stick it out and let's get through this time while still bettering ourselves. We love you all very much, and I will see you tomorrow on our next YouTube video. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. Bye.